So it turns out I may have a slight addiction to social media. If you'd like to interact with me in our community or even throw some theories or topics my way, in the description you can find the link to my Twitter and our community Discord server. I'd really like to hit 1,000 followers on Twitter and 400 members in our Discord server, as we're really close to hitting both. So your support towards our community would really mean a lot to me. As of this recording, it is the 31st of July, so we're right on the cusp of August now, and we were actually just given, as you can see, a brand new chapter for Kingdom Hearts Dark Road. Now, essentially, I was more focused on other projects at the time of Dark Road's initial release, and I wasn't the biggest fan of Dark Road's combat style. And I didn't actually end up reacting to Dark Road Chapter 1. I actually went and never ended up watching it until right before this recording, for a multitude of different reasons, but I did want to have the context, of course, Chapter 1 before I proceeded with Chapter 2. I would have recorded that, but everybody's already seen Chapter 1, so I was kind of just like, who would care? And I didn't want to get 10 or so minutes into a video before actually getting to the new stuff that most people like you had clicked on this video for. But for those who may be a little confused, or it's been a little bit since you experienced Chapter 1, not too much ended up happening. We finally got context of the scene where Xehanort was speaking with himself from the future, who sent him on his way into his new life. Essentially, he met up with himself up on Destiny Islands, Xehanort's home world, and created a portal of darkness that could actually take him to Scala ad Caelum, which is how he ended up meeting Eraqus and the other friends we've seen the promotional art. That is where Xehanort actually got his training to be a Keyblade wielder. So that is where we end up meeting all his little friends, meeting Xehanort, of course, and then they find out, of course, that the class above them, who are the higher grads, of course, they actually end up going missing. And on this mission, each of them were sent off on their own to different worlds. And what we're assuming is that they all just were killed by Heartless, is what we're essentially being led to believe. But Xehanort isn't too sure that's going to be the case, because some people fight and some people run. And regardless of those different scenarios, would all of them just be gone? Something had to have happened to make sure that none of these people came back. And of course, that chapter ends with showing 4 years later, when Xehanort is visiting the graves of 4 of his departed friends. The only ones left of his original class was Xehanort himself and Eraqus. There was another guy who I didn't actually see the grave of, and it was Balder, who they said was also in their class, but we didn't actually get to see them because he had a separate mission, because his sister was part of the people who went missing, and they didn't want him to get too upset about things, so he wasn't even actually informed of the students going missing. So Balder could still be alive. We're not too sure. But as of right now, it seems like what Dark Road's going to be doing is going to be flipping back and forth between 4 years later, after the deaths of his friends, and before the deaths of his friends. And based off the context of what my friend Prodigy XCD told me, shout out to him, most of this is going to be about before the 4 years later, so it's not taking place immediately after the last thing we saw, which is good, because I probably would have been having a lot of questions for the most of this video, being like, what's going on here, but enough delay. We're 3 minutes in. Let's go ahead and see the beginning of Dark Road Chapter 2, The Presence of Darkness. Yeah, this is similar to the beginning of the last one. Destiny Islands looks so pretty. Jesus. Dude, that scared me, bro. Okay, let's go back. I ain't gonna miss this. I'm not gonna miss this. Who am I? I began to ask this question when I began to be aware of other people. Friends with whom I shared the same classroom, shared time together. Lighthearted moments with them formed my daily routine. These gentle days were sometimes boring, and perhaps that was a comfort. Voice acting is great, but I began to realize that the classroom was exactly like the island I came from. Huh. Cycling through a routine in a tiny place. I simply moved from one box to another. Despite rejecting such a world, I was back where I started. That's an interesting philosophy, because it's kind of true. The box itself must not be real, I assume. How did I interact with others? What do I pay attention to about them? The environment in which you spend daily life molds your heart as you grow into yourself. But you can be influenced during that molding, and your heart can be changed. It can happen anywhere. It could be something very simple to anyone else. It could be the light. It could be the darkness. So, what I'm getting from that is, honestly, that kind of hits different when you think about it. It's like we get, of course, Riku was similar to Xehanort in the end. He longed to see what the outside world had, to offer. And I feel that fascination with the outside world stemmed from his dreams. And as you remember in chapter 1, he had dreams as if he was experiencing the life of somebody else in his dreams. And that's what initially made his fascination with the outside world. And it was something similar for Riku, except he heard of a tale of somebody who did leave the island, which of course was Xehanort, which we didn't know at the time. And of course there was Terra, who he knew had to have come from the outside world, and showed him, of course, that fascination with the outside world. So I think it's cool how they're actually touching on this kind of topic, because I honestly probably wouldn't have thought about it unless I freaking analyzed this cutscene a whole bunch of times and really thought about it, if they didn't bring this up. Because essentially that's kind of like what life is. Life is an endless cycle of so on and so forth, I guess you could just say. He left one box and went to another. But I still think it's a little shallow to be thinking that. Not sure if he's going to grow out of that, but I do think it's shallow to think that way, because even if essentially you're doing similar things day to day, doing stuff like this, going out and experiencing worlds, different things can happen in those worlds, different conversations, different people you meet, different things you encounter. Those all create differentiations between someone else's day-to-day life. So just because your day-to-day life includes the meeting of somebody, the fighting of these things, the introduction of this, I guess you can still say generally at the root of it, it would still be considered a similar cycle as doing this. I'm got to go to the actions of rowing my boat to this outer island. I go to the action of washing these dishes, and you do the same thing every day. Sorry for pausing and going on a monologue, but Xehanort seems like a guy I would really love to pick his brain if he would, if he was real. Episode 2, The Presence of Darkness. I hate this world. They sure are taking their sweet time. Do you think they're running late? Look who's talking. Hey, I happen to know a thing or two about tardiness. And you're proud of that. Eraqus is so funny, dude. A skill is a skill. Quiet, we're being watched. It's probably just braggy, and... What happened? What is it? What the? Well, now it seems I've been spotted. I can't do the voice. A local? Who are you? Not who, but what. I am a Cheshire cat. A cat? Okay, we're dealing with cats now. The friends you're waiting for aren't coming. How do you know we're waiting? The Cheshire cat has all the answers. I am quite a remarkable cat. So, if you have all the answers, then tell me this. What happened to the others? Your friends are being held prisoner. Prisoner? Where? Where indeed? They lie in deep shadow. I can't really see. Hey, wait! What do we do? I mean, what can we do? We don't have any leads. So what? We do nothing? We need to go out and... Ah! Oh yes, I'm sure you'll find out soon enough. Thanks for that. Is he gone? Find out? What did he mean by that? I think I've got it. What now? More of you criminals, huh? You'll pay for stirring up trouble in our kingdom. Wait, we're just looking for our friends. No excuses. Arrest them. Are they serious? I'm not following any of this. You there? Who? What are you doing? The trial is about to start. We're about to arrest the shady lot. Do it later. Hey, if you're late to the trial, you might lose your heads too. Hey, we're free to go. What? They're just going to leave? I guess we don't have to worry about it. For now, at least. But I think the others are in serious trouble. How do you know? Those cards you just said. Wait, those cards just said, more of you criminals. That means they must already have come across people like us. Oh, they're being held prisoner and are about to be put on trial. It fits what that cat said earlier. But why a trial? Who knows? But it seems this world has a strange version of order. Well then, we know what we have to do. Let's get to the courtroom to save our friends. Bro, is it just me? I freaking live for that smile. That freaking smirk smile that Xehanort does every freaking time, bro. It is freaking adorable, dude. I love these models of theirs. It's so cute, dude. I had to say that. Court is now in session. Oh my lord, bro. 3 of them. The Defiants are in charge with trespassing in Her Majesty the Queen's dominion and inciting violence. Please wait. I'm sorry for trespassing, but I don't agree that we incited violence. We're just fighting the monsters. Did you hear that? They just confessed not only to trespassing, but to also committing what? An outrageous crime. Crime? You mean fighting the monsters? Everything in this land belongs to me. I'm the only one allowed to do as I please. Everything? Even the monsters? Well, of course. That's absurd. And here we come now. Oh, Xehanort, them. Okay. I've seen enough. Wait. What are you going to do with that Keyblade? Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna rescue them. You're going to attack the inhabitants of this world? What about the Order? So what do we do then? Well, I'm not going to say we just sit here and watch. That freaking smirk. Why are you smiling? Let's go. Yeah. Freaking smile at me. I'll smile at you back. This court finds the defendants guilty. Objection, objection. You guys. This trial is a sham. I refuse to accept it. Just who do you think you are? How dare you interfere? It doesn't matter a bit what you say or what anyone else might think. Always here are my ways. A trial should carry out justice under the law. You can't just go on your own pompous opinion. Unless you're the one making the rules in this world. Of course. When the mob is allowed to say and do as they please, their contempt for others leads to quarrel and trouble. I am the one who must. You must control them because you are the law? But there's a way to do this, you know. Do you honestly believe they committed a crime? Aren't you just controlling your people through fear? Fear? I don't see any. Do you? They're over there peeing their pants. Yeah, I don't see any. Yeah. Yeah. Take a look. Those with power reign supreme. Enough questions. Off with their heads. Off with their heads. Off with their heads, off with their heads, off with their heads. Now what? Do you have a plan? She can't be reasoned with. We'll have to think on the fly. You know? That's my favorite kind of plan. I see you. Eric is so cool at this. What? Huh. Round them up and cut off their heads. Jesus. So dark. Who? Oh. Oh, if I saw that, oh my goodness. What on earth? You're okay with this, right? Yeah. Well, sentencing has concluded. Court is adjourned. What are you doing? You have no right to come into my kingdom and do as you please. Oh, we just saw a murder. How reckless. Braggy. This will go on for another 5 minutes. Oh, they all got destroyed. Braggy. This thing is pretty strong. Think you can handle it? There's no other choice. Battle. Shout out to KH Insider, by the way. We're almost 20 minutes into the video. I'm not sure I shouted them out. KH Insider is always the one I watch for these videos, as they have the most accurate translations for these updates. So I really do want to give a big shout out to KH Insider. And so I'm always watching these through. If you ever seen a reaction video through me, it's always through them. Links down below if you guys want to watch them for yourselves or even react to them on your own. And hit the like button too if you haven't already. Glad you're all okay. A weakling like that isn't gonna finish me off. We have discovered an extremely formidable foe, though. Really? I won't say it wasn't a challenge, but if we could take it down ourselves, then it wasn't all that bad. I'm not talking about the Heartless. Aren't they the enemy? Yeah, that was drilled into us in class. I see what you're getting at. I suppose it is hard to judge. Come on, guys, just spit it out. There's an even stronger threat than the Heartless. The darkness in people's hearts. The Queen of Hearts rules over her subjects with fear. Under our worldview, we would call that evil. But if that is the nature of order in this world, then who are we to decide what's right and what's wrong? In other words, we can't just go swinging our keyblades around thoughtlessly. Is that why you didn't resist when they arrested you? Yeah, we didn't have a choice. I see. I wonder if that's what's also happened to the upperclassmen. They actually had their heads chopped off. If they came into contact with the darkness of human malice and weren't able to do anything because of the world order, maybe they were captured, and if so, they could already be. What do you think, Xehanort? Xehanort. Oh, yeah, what's up? I was talking about the upperclassmen. Like, what if it wasn't Heartless, the people touched by darkness, that got to them? Oh, whoa, darkness conceals all. Even people. Whoa, this is Unicross? Darkness conceals all, even people. Oh, the fact that they both said that? What? What yourself? I mean, a darkness that hides people. Yeah, the Queen of Hearts misunderstood the nature of power. If that becomes a reoccurring theme, then maybe someday Keyblades will have to be used against other people. Still, I want to believe in them, and in the light in their hearts. Yeah. Anyway, we should be focusing on finding the upperclassmen right now. That is our goal, after all. I wish it were that simple. Well then, don't jinx us. What's wrong? You look frazzled. It's just... But there's a way to do this, you know? Do you honestly believe they've committed a crime? Aren't you just controlling your people through fear? Fear? I don't see any. Do you? Freaking the whole room was shaking. Maybe people could be unaware of any darkness hiding within them. You really think so? I don't know if I could turn my eye. I don't know if I could turn my Keyblade on someone who didn't even know they had darkness inside. It is quite a dilemma. I think our search is going to get a lot more complicated. What are you two talking about? Just whether there's any point in continuing our search in this world. If it's possible that the upperclassmen were put on trial, then yes, we need to keep looking. But what if they catch us again? It might be better to split up. Some of us can keep looking here, and the others can move on to the next world. Xehanort and I will continue the investigation here. Just the two of you? Yeah, we'll stand out less this way. What is it? I don't know how to pronounce your name. You guys are acting pretty suspicious. Maybe I'll stay here too. Xehanort, what should we do? Aww. Maybe next time. Okay, let's regroup once we find something. I don't know how... Oh, 4 years. This is the last one, I think. 4 years later, Xehanort's back, and he's got his more normal hair. 4 years later, maybe this is after Dream Drop Distance Xehanort, because of course Xehanort after Dream Drop Distance would lose all of his memories, and he after Dream Drop Distance, because Dream Drop Distance young Xehanort is Scala ad Kylum young Xehanort. That's when he's still under the tutelage of his master, as of course we know the no-name Keyblade was still at Scala ad Kylum during this time. As you can remember from the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers and a flashback of them playing chess, it's still hung up on the wall. And no random Keyblade isn't going to be hung up on the wall. So regardless, it's still in Scala ad Kylum. And we also know that Dream Drop Distance young Xehanort also didn't possess the no-name Keyblade yet, because in Recoded Secret Movie, he actually says that he doesn't have that Keyblade yet. And of course, we know that because he doesn't use it in Dream Drop Distance. So that's kind of obvious. So maybe this is right after he gets back. And of course, he forgets everything about everything that has to do with Dream Drop Distance, of course, as we know. And these are just some events that have happened afterwards before his time. So that's what I'm going on the assumption of. I'm assuming this has already happened because he has the same hairstyle as Dream Drop Distance. If any of you guys wondering why I keep specifically saying Dream Drop Distance, it's because of his hairstyle. That's mainly why. And that's definitely a cognitive change. Court is now in session. The defiant is charged with trespassing in Her Majesty the Queen's dominion and inciting violence. Again, strange things do sneak in from time to time. Who are you, and where are you from? You don't remember me? I knew it. I can see the darkness. Episode 2, The Presence of Darkness. Oh, then episode 3, The Purpose of the Journey. Oh crap, dude. What is that going to be, 2 months? That's it. That is it. That's freaking it, boys. Ah, that was a pretty good update. I honestly was really surprised how good that was. And I know some people probably wouldn't like this, and I feel like this kind of thing is right up my alley, because not only did I feel it progressed the story, but it also gave us it made the cutscenes of a world actually seem some kind of meaningful in a similar way that the console games do. Because that's the biggest thing I hate about Union Cross, is I feel like it never progresses the story of the overall story, and only progresses the world's narrative. Because here it actually tied the overall narrative at the same time as progressing the world's narrative. Of course, something happening in this world and they're capturing the criminals, you know, the world is progressing as normal, but at the same time, they were still looking for their missing friends. And then, you know, not only that, they were looking for the upperclassmen as well. They were still looking for, and it gave us insight with the world order, which is something Kingdom Hearts doesn't like to focus on. They'll bring it up in Kingdom Hearts 1, never mention it again until like KH3, and then all of a sudden decide it's important again. But it's really showing us a side of course, you know, people who've been trained to use the Keyblade and have taken a class that teaches them about the order of worlds. So I think this is going to be really cool, and I'm really excited to see what Xehanort is planning on doing here. Because 4 years later, Xehanort, I can't exactly trust that he'll do the quote-unquote right thing. So I'm not too sure what he's going to do here. So this world has already been restored, you know, because of course it's still around in KH1 time, so it's gonna be fine. So I'm not too sure what exactly he's planning on doing. He expected to be taken in. He obviously has landed himself here on purpose, so he can see whether or not that he could actually see the darkness emanating from Her Majesty here. And he's likely trying to test the theory that they had mentioned previously about a person knowing whether or not they're taken over or possessed by darkness. And again, not everybody would fully know that, because some people probably just can't comprehend that sort of thing. But let me know what you guys thought of this. I'm not expecting everyone to have made it all the way to the end here, but I really did enjoy this update. I genuinely did, like, especially because I was talking to people and it's like, man, it's just Disney World stuff. I'm not trying to see this, but I really like how they did this. I genuinely did, and it made me actually feel like I'm getting to know these characters, not necessarily, the Disney World characters, because I've seen this same scenario multiple times in multiple Kingdom Hearts games at this point, but I feel like I'm getting to know our main cast, especially because we already know what befalls them later on. I'm excited to see how things continue, especially what Xehanort and Eraqus have planned for this world now that they've stayed behind, and what's even going to come of the next world that the rest of the gang goes to. But if you guys enjoyed this Dark Road chapter, let me know down in the comments below, and let me know what was your favorite thing about this chapter, or what you're looking forward to for the next chapter. Lastly, again, I do have a slight addiction to social media, so if you have any theories or discussions you feel the community needs to talk about more, or it's even something amazing you notice but you need an easier way to get it out there, definitely hit us up on social media. We have a Discord server, as I said before, and we also have a Twitter account that you can always just give me a DM on. That would definitely help out as well, especially as we're trying to get our numbers up. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, my warriors of courage, to stay strong, stay beautiful, and to always look skyward.